Welcome to the Master Suite.
Welcome to the Master Suite. It's your boy Neil and
It's your boy Bruce Wayne. What's going on?
And Badman Chris.
welcome to the Master Suite. On today's topics, we're going to talk about delivery platforms. We all know y'all be scratching y'all ass from y'all couch and want to be ordering food. Yeah, we all know about y'all lazy mofos who like to scratch your ass, right? You like to scratch your ass.
Oh, nah,
right?
Shambles. Listen.
Can I get a, oh, yeah?
Hey,
Yeah,
my
y'all
boy.
all be scratching y'all ass when it comes to
my
platforms.
boy. What we
yo.
talking about today, dog?
We talking about delivery platforms, man. We talking about that Uber Eats. We talking about that DoorDash. We talking about that Grubhub.
Nah, you can't
Y'all
be
like to
talking
be
about
grubbing
Door-
on
you
your
can't be
hub.
talking about
Right?
DoorDash, bro.
Y'all like yo grubbing on that hub.
Yo, imagine ordering food, waiting 2 hours. They pull up in front of your crib,
And your French fries missing.
and your food missing?
You got a little doodle stain between your fry.
No.
Oh,
Listen, your food missing, and they talking about the food was delivered.
Yeah, or the food was delivered. They take a picture, come back, and take the food. Huh? That's what we've been seeing lately on
You
social
call
media.
that double back?
Call out that 007 grub. So what's
Badman Chris.
what y'all talking about, man? So what I would say is, what is your favorite delivery platform and why?
I'm gonna say Uber Eats because they let you know what's good real time, and if I need to get my bread back, I get my bread back real time. I don't gotta wait no 2 days to get my money back. 2 to 3 days.
Well, what I would say about Uber Eats is they're okay, right? But the issues that I have with Uber Eats is the way how, let's say for example, I got a meal from McDonald's and I'm missing the burger and I have the soda or the juice or the water. When I go in and go to the support button or whatever it is and I let them know I was missing an item, they want to refund me only $5, right? But the meal was probably $24.97 and all you're going to do is give me some Grubhub $5. Well, I'm going to do a $5, right? Another issue that I have with Uber Eats is when it comes down to the prices. How you going to charge me a $6.75 or a $4.75 or a $5.78 service charge? What were y'all ninjas doing that y'all going to be charging me that much money for a service charge? And on top of that, if I'm lucky to get a free delivery charge. But other than that, I can't really complain about Uber Eats. But those are my two issues with Uber Eats.
It's way too expensive compared to DoorDash. DoorDash's prices is subtle, and the inflation on items prices in the store compared to on the app isn't that much difference.
But how long? How long though? You know what I'm saying? What I think it is, this is what I think. I think it depends on who you're ordering the food from. Because what I notice is each restaurant has different times. So I think it depends on the restaurant you're getting the food from. And then also if you're tipping the drivers, determines if somebody grabs it up faster than somebody else, is what I notice. So like if you were to order like let's say Wendy's and you put a decent tip, you get your food relatively quick. As far as my I don't really have any issues with Uber Eats, but as or Grubhub, I would say the one I have issue with is DoorDash, and that's with the whole issue of, you know what I'm saying, them saying to have you waiting all this time, then telling you your food is delivered and then the food ain't there. I would say that's my issue.
And prices, right? Because what everybody shares on all the delivery platforms is prices. So, of course, if you go into the store, you're buying a burger for $3.79, and then when you go on Uber Eats or some of these platforms, it's $6.79, right? We all understand you have to make your cut, and restaurants, majority of restaurants do this because of the fees that these delivery platforms charge. So of course we understand why you have to up on the prices, but we don't understand why these delivery platforms can't be, lenient with the charges. Because at the end of the day, they're using the platform because there are some customers still, even after this pandemic, who relies on these delivery platforms. So why not meet them in the middle? Why go ahead and still up your surcharges for these restaurants? Because now Susie and Bob can't, work there because these fees are so high, and, some restaurants can't afford these fees. So what they result in, because they're not getting business in person, they rely on these fees that they charge through the platform. And sometimes these restaurants can't afford hiring more people or keeping the people that are on the crew.
I think it's actually it's actually like, if you don't get your food, they give you your money back in full, and I guess that's how they make back the profit. So many people claim they never got their food, and they give you back the full refund amount. But I guess that wouldn't be possible if they made the service fees and stuff lower.
Well, I understand, but once again, if it comes to the delivery platforms, why not just meet in the middle with these restaurants?
Oh, well, honestly, what with Uber Eats, I think, is the volume of drivers they have, and that I think because of the amount of drivers they have, and to have them be moving around from doing Uber Eats to doing regular Uber, I think they allocate a certain amount, and then to keep those guys in certain areas to be able to work. I think that's probably why they charge the surcharge or whatever it is, or maybe they have an overhead price, that threshold that they need to meet, or whatever the case may be.
I think that sounds like a you problem, though, because whenever you want to order your Uber Eats, why is it that you have to pay more for delivery? They say services are up and you got to pay $2, $3, $5 more because it's a you problem. That doesn't affect me.
Yeah, you're right, and I agree, because when it comes down to these fees, you got to remember Uber takes the customer service charge. So they charge the customers a service fee for using the platform, and then they charge maybe a marketing fee for these restaurants to join the platform. So sometimes it's $250 to onboard onto the platform, to take the pictures and do all these other essential things to get on the platform. But each order, restaurants have to up their menu fees because of these delivery platforms not being fair, actually. And, sometimes, you have to realize that, why would I go and get a dollar burger, on the platform where it's $4 or $5 when I could just walk down the block, right? And to have these delivery platforms, it's for a reason, right? Because 9 times out of 10, people don't want to go to the store. They don't want to lose their park. They're tired. They just came from work or they just came from school, and they want to go home and order the food. So when they do arrive to their house or wherever they're going, their meal is on their way. But sometimes you can't always have that luxury, because why of these fees?
Well, the other thing too, I think, is because of COVID and all, and the climate the way it is now, a lot of people prefer to not, go into certain restaurants or take that chance, and they would rather stay at home and order the food.
I doubt it. I think it's the restrictions on the restaurants and the fact that people are also lazy.
Yeah, but you got to remember, so a lot of people, they don't want to take certain chances, and you can't just put everybody in the same basket. There are people that want to go out. There are people that go out, and then there are people that like staying in the house. So you're always gonna have that demographic of people that want to order food and chill in the crib.
That's true. There are inevitable cases where you have to communicate. You have to communicate to make money. You have to communicate to go talk to people in your school. You have to go communicate to your cashier when you're buying groceries or when you're buying your daily needs. You still need to talk to people. So what does making a purchase at a restaurant different from talking to your dasher through the phone?
No, all I was saying was COVID, or at least with the vaccine and the new variant and all these different things, change the climate of a lot of people wanting to go into restaurants. So now you would have overwhelmingly or a bigger number of people rather stay in the crib, get their food in the house, and you know what I'm saying, eat in their house rather than go into the restaurant.
No, I agree with that because there is statistics say there is an exact percentage that do, want to stay home because they don't trust, going into this economy, and which I don't blame them, but it goes hand in hand with these delivery platforms. Be fair to the demographics of the people that want to stay home and then the people that do go into restaurants, right? Because some of these platforms do have pickup, right? So let's say, for example, if you don't want delivery, you can go through the delivery platforms and choose the option of pickup, right? So same thing. It's still, a fee, and how are you supposed to help the economy with everything if these fees are being adjusted in selfish ways, not for the economy, but for the personal gain of these companies?
Yeah, I feel like pickup is useless with DoorDash and Uber Eats, etc., because you're still paying the inflated price of the producer, even when you're going and physically picking it up. They should charge you regular in-store price, as if you were calling the store and telling them what you want and saying you're going to pick it up.
No, of course. And I know you guys do order from one particular store because I know you guys like your Caribbean food. So give us an example of I think it's is it Trin City? All right. So can you share some of your experiences with Trin City and throughout your orders? Who did you use as the delivery platform, and were there any issues?
I would say I ordered from Trin City. Let me see. I've ordered from them a couple of times, and due to them being in Queens and me being in Brooklyn, there's always been like a little, I would say a decent wait time. But again, Trin City's in Queens, I'm in Brooklyn, so I'm understanding with that, knowing that when I order from Trin City, that it's going to take a while because they're usually very busy as well.
That's true, but again, the prices are inflated, and it doesn't make any sense on Trin City. Why are you paying $16 for a bacon shark when in person it's only $12? It doesn't make any sense.
No, of course, and that goes back down to the delivery
Well,
platforms,
that's
the restaurants.
So you're paying $3 more to have it come to your door, versus if you was to have to drive there, you would have to either have your car, gas, you know what I'm saying, and then you'd be waiting in line.
Or you're paying $16 to make your own meal. It's so many better options to do with basically $30 you're spending on Trin City than to spend it on food that you're only going to be full for one meal for.
That's still a different topic, but what we're talking about is basically Trin City and, you know what I'm saying, the experience of Trin City. And for me, so far, I would say that other than the wait I've had, not really have any issues. Everything that I ordered came like the way it was supposed to, and the only thing was it took some time, but that's because we're in Brooklyn and Trin City's in Queens.
And the negative, I guess, experiences is of course the menu prices, right? That's what I heard.
Well, for me, I have no issue with it. The way I feel about the prices is, it's either you gotta pay to play. If you have a problem with the prices, you could go into the store directly and buy what you need to buy. That's just, how I feel about it.
No, of course. And what about the people that can't go to the store? Do you think it's fair for them that they're paying these high prices and they don't have an option to choose to go in the store because their only option is to be home? And
you have to risk also the factor that the food might not be as fresh as when they're making it in front of you when you go in person.
I mean, in the case of that, I would say that they would probably have to order something else.
Exactly, because why are you paying $16 for your bake to be mad soggy? It don't make no sense.
Well, that goes with everything, right? Because majority of all restaurants on the platform of Uber Eats is overpriced. You know, it's very rare with cases of restaurants that aren't overpriced. Like for example, McDonald's, right? On McDonald's on Uber Eats, you have majority of the meals, but there's some discounts to family meals where you can get like 6 burgers or 4 fries and 3 sodas for a cheaper price than if you was to buy it separate. So if it all depends on franchises, because if you're a big company, of course you can afford to do those package deals, right? But if you're a mom and pop store or a restaurant that doesn't really have, you know, a big background as far as, you know, with the economy, you can't really, you know, devote your discounts and shy away from helping with packages because you're not as big as these other companies.
True, as well as if you have, say, for example, a gift card for Chipotle, you can't use that money through DoorDash to get your food less because it's still Chipotle. Is, for example, you also can get free guac when they have the their little promo code. You can't enter that in DoorDash when you're ordering. It's only DoorDash codes.
No, of course, and that's actually a great feature that you just mentioned. That would be, you know, dope if you have gift cards from the stores, and as the store being on the platform, you're entitled to using a gift card towards your meal or towards any other category. That would be cool. But it goes hand in hand of the delivery platform because it's up to the delivery platform to make that go. But then again, you also have to remember if that is a feature, you know, the only difference is, you know, how would the platform feel about them getting their cut of the deal as well?
Well, the question I also have for you is, a lot of these restaurants have multiple platforms. And the other question is, do they have their own delivery service?
Most of them no. Because they see as it like, why would I do it for myself if I could pay you to do it and get my cut still? They see it as like a time saver. They get their orders into the store and the Dasher or the Uber Eats guy comes and picks it up and leaves.
No, of course, and then they're not going to have their own delivery service, and it all depends on, again, what kind of restaurant they are. But also, there's a lot of restaurants that aren't tech savvy, right? Where they're not able to basically operate a computer, or they're not too sure on how to do their own delivery service, so they have no choice but to join these platforms and deal with the prices that they charge to get them onto their platform.
It's just too much.
No, of course. And, you know, with that being said, I would say, you know, these delivery platforms have to reevaluate what they're doing and how they're doing things, because you got to be fair, right? And because of this pandemic, we all learned a lot of things, especially when it comes to technology. So if you're going to be fair to the economy, you need to be fair in whole to your customers and to your business partners. So hopefully, you know, they take everything into consideration and just reevaluate their prices in whole.
Now for the big question, which app is the best through your experiences?
Well, I would say with the apps, you know, I would say it depends, right? Because you have DoorDash where they have 7-Eleven, they have this, they have that, right? But as far as the main app that gets things done, less issues, majority of times always have drivers, I would say Uber Eats. You know, because not because of its background, but because of its quality, its customer service, and you know, they get things done.
I would say it's DoorDash. Although DoorDash doesn't have all the stores compared to Uber Eats because of its popularity, DoorDash still has quick and easy service. You look on the app and you see where they are. If they aren't where they say they are, you call them and they call a Dasher. It's just simple. If they take too long, they give you your money back and you have the chance to cancel it.
No, of course. And see, I agree with you as well, but Uber Eats and all the platforms do have that feature.
Exactly.
Right? They all do have
that same feature where you can see the driver moving and you can call the driver directly.
Yep, or if the driver's not answering.
Instead of having to call DoorDash, you can call the driver directly.
You can call the driver directly on DoorDash too.
Yep. So all delivery platforms have those features, and you can dial into customer service if your driver's not answering, or let's say, for example, majority of times what drivers like to do is they're outside, right? When you open your front door, there's nobody there, but the countdown has started, right? So of course, if you're having issues with that, you know, all the delivery platforms have it open where you can contact customer service and reach a live agent in a matter of seconds. But I would say Uber Eats is the best.
Exactly.
It's
You know,
just
so-
preference.
Of course,
But
preference.
what we're looking at is you're looking at, you know, just customer service, quality, time, and everything.
But DoorDash's prices are lower than Uber Eats, though. It's
No, of course.
You
But-
can argue the prices all day, but the proof is in the pudding as far as the stores, how many people you can order from, what time. I've ordered food multiple times up until 4 in the morning.
Anybody could do that.
No, of course. And I would say restaurants, right? Because it's categories. So restaurants, Uber Eats, right? Now, ice cream and snacks, I would say DoorDash, because there's some things that DoorDash delivers that Uber Eats doesn't. But when it comes down to hunger and food wise and quality, Uber Eats. DoorDash, as far as convenience and, you know, workarounds and, hey, you know, I want this now, right? When it comes down to snacks and ice cream, I would say DoorDash. But in reality, my pick is Uber Eats all the way.
My experience is Grubhub has to be the worst because they've continuously said it was delivered and no food is there. And neighbors have seen the driver come and go with the food. And I have to wait 2-3 business days for the money to reach back in my account because it's their fault.
No, of course. And Grubhub, when it comes to customer service, is horrible. There's many times that I ordered from Grubhub and I was missing Haagen-Dazs ice cream. And what they would do is the Haagen-Dazs was about, I think, $6.79. They would just credit like 3 and change. So, you know, and then 9 times out of 10, when you're emailing the support through the platform, they don't respond back. And when you try to respond back, they transfer you to another agent, and then you have to reiterate what just happened and keep going in a feud with these customer service representatives. So, yes, I would say Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, and, you know, Uber Eats takes it all.
Is preference.
No, of course, preference. Yep, but I'm just going to snatch this podcast away and just let everybody know, you know, yeah, it's all about preference, but of course it's about quality assurance, right? And we always are reassured that what? Uber Eats is best.
Welcome to the Master Suite.